Did Thomas Dupree just admit Jungkook outshines European male models? Chanel's statement ignites global fashion tension. Why would a single sentence from Thomas Dupree de Saint-Maur, the creative director of Chanel Fragrances and Beauty, suddenly shake the foundation of Europe's long-standing modeling hierarchy? How can one star from South Korea challenge an entire legacy of European male beauty standards that have dominated luxury fashion for decades? And why are insiders whispering that Thomas's recent compliment toward Jungkook, he embodies the true essence of Chanel, wasn't just praise, but a thinly veiled critique of the models who came before him? These are the questions erupting across the fashion world tonight. Questions that have left the industry buzzing, arguing, and obsessively replaying every syllable Thomas uttered as if decoding a secret message beneath Chanel's polished elegance. The tension began the moment Chanel officially announced Jungkook of BTS as the new global ambassador for their fragrances and beauty division. Even before the press release finished circulating, fans, industry analysts, and fashion critics felt something shift. The collaboration was bold, unexpected, and deeply symbolic. A Korean pop icon stepping into a role historically reserved for European men with angular bone structure, sharp jawlines, and a certain aristocratic distance that luxury fashion once protected like a sacred formula. But this time, Chanel broke its own pattern. It chose Jungkook, a superstar who brings warmth, emotional depth, and a modern masculinity that does not shy away from softness. And then Thomas spoke. His statement, shared through Chanel's official channels and widely quoted on social media, was meant to be celebratory. But the wording quickly spiraled into controversy. We are thrilled to welcome Jungkook. His talent, artistic commitment, and bold self-expression embody the essence of Chanel. He is a true inspiration for a new generation, bringing creativity and passion wherever he goes. At first glance, the sentence appears harmless, respectful, even poetic. Yet the choice of the phrase, embody the essence of Chanel, was interpreted by many as something more provocative. Longtime Chanel observers pointed out that such a declaration is rarely used for ambassadors, but rather reserved for faces who represent a perfect, almost archetypal match with the brand's heritage and future identity. Previous male muses, particularly European models, were never described in such definitive terms. They were partners, faces, collaborators, but never the embodiment of the Chanel spirit. Was Thomas subtly drawing a comparison? Fashion forums believe so. Within hours, discussions spread like wildfire, especially in European fashion communities where pride, prestige, and tradition form much of the cultural backbone. Many argued that Jungkook's appointment symbolized a dethroning of European male models, suggesting they no longer meet the evolving image of global luxury, an idea that predictably sparked resistance. One insider from a Parisian modeling agency even posted anonymously, "Is he implying European male models aren't enough anymore?" Because that's how many of us read it. The post gained thousands of interactions before mysteriously disappearing, but the whispers continued, louder and more daring. Did Thomas intentionally signal a new era where European faces no longer dominate luxury beauty? Did he, perhaps unintentionally, insult the legacy of Chanel's previous campaigns? Or did the world simply read too much into a sentence crafted to celebrate a global phenomenon? The backlash wasn't restricted to industry insiders. European fashion enthusiasts felt as though a cultural territory had been challenged. For decades, European aesthetics were branded as the blueprint of luxury. Suddenly, Jungkook, an Asian man with a disarming smile, expressive eyes, and an effortless mix of boyish charm and mature allure, was not only invited into the room but placed front and center, above men who had traditionally monopolized these campaigns. This shift threatened some, inspired many, and undeniably transformed the conversation. Meanwhile, ARMY responded like a tidal wave, defending Jungkook with fierce loyalty. Social media flooded with messages celebrating Thomas's statement and praising Chanel for recognizing Jungkook's global influence. Hashtags like #Jungkook for Chanel Beauty, #Thomas Dupree, and #European Models vs JK trended internationally. Fans highlighted Jungkook's proven ability to move markets, break beauty norms, and redefine the masculine ideal not through rigid strength, but through emotional resilience and self-expression, traits the younger generation resonate with deeply. The official campaign imagery only intensified the debate. Jungkook appeared in an effortlessly elegant visual concept, displaying a style that balanced masculinity with grace, power with vulnerability, quiet confidence with open-hearted sincerity. He radiated the exact qualities Thomas described: boldness, creativity, and authenticity. Viewers couldn't help but draw comparisons with previous male campaigns, many of which relied heavily on stoic, distant expressions designed to convey unattainable luxury. Jungkook, however, felt human, yet still extraordinary. His presence redefined the brand's narrative. Chanel wasn't just selling perfume, it was selling emotional connection. And perhaps that was precisely why Thomas used such powerful language. Perhaps Jungkook didn't just fit Chanel, perhaps he enhanced it. Critics who defend Thomas argue that the uproar is unnecessary. They claim his words were simply reflective of a brand evolving with the times. They insist that Chanel, like many luxury houses, must adapt to a world where Asia is no longer just a consumer market, but a cultural engine that drives global trends. Jungkook, with his unmatched influence and reputation as a creative perfectionist, is the perfect ambassador to bridge the old and new worlds of luxury beauty, but others remain convinced the statement was deliberate. Some believe Thomas took the opportunity to subtly call out the stagnation in European male modeling. Even before Jungkook's appointment, industry leaders had been discussing the need for new faces that can resonate with younger, more diverse audiences, faces that can represent more than just classical beauty. Jungkook embodies that evolution. He doesn't fit the old mold, he transcends it, and that, they claim, is exactly why Thomas described him as the essence of Chanel. It was not just a compliment. It was an announcement that the era of the European male supermodel is no longer the absolute default. An announcement that opportunity is expanding beyond borders. An announcement that representation in luxury is no longer defined by geography but by influence, authenticity, and connection. But the most surprising twist in this unfolding story is the reaction from within Europe itself. While some feel challenged, others welcome the change. Younger European fans celebrate Jungkook's presence, arguing that luxury fashion should reflect the world realistically, a world where global icons shape culture far more profoundly than traditional model archetypes. Even some European models privately admitted admiration for Jungkook's appointment, with one stating anonymously, "He's not replacing us. He's raising the standard, and honestly, that pushes all of us to evolve." So the real question isn't whether Jungkook is more suitable than European male models. It's why this discussion is happening in the first place. Why does one man's presence spark such insecurity? Why does a single sentence from Thomas carry so much weight? Why does Jungkook's rise feel less like a casting choice and more like a cultural reset? Because Jungkook represents something bigger than a pretty face in a luxury campaign. He symbolizes cultural convergence, generational evolution, and the unstoppable global rise of Asian influence in spaces traditionally dominated by the West. Chanel isn't just betting on Jungkook's visual appeal, it is aligning with the future, and Thomas, whether intentionally or not, acknowledged that future.